clothes.
Where?
They make them in a sweatshop.
What's a sweatshop?
A sweatshop is where people from like age 4 to whenever they cannot work anymore make clothes. It's cramped, crowded, and they 30 cents an hour.
Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible.
And by buying their apparel, shoes, whatever you may be buying from them, you're promoting all of this.
Well, looks like them stores aren't gonna get my business.
Me too. That's
Let's go.
disgusting. Hi Tim. I'd like to ask you where you buy your clothes nowadays.
At the mall and online.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do any of those stores include name brand stores, Aeropostale, Hollister?
Yeah.
Do you know where those clothes are made?
No.
They're made in China in sweatshops. Sweatshops that involve child laborers. People that make 30 cents an hour, who maybe make up to $1.50 a day, have to work overtime. Does this change your viewpoint on where you'd like to shop nowadays? And I want to ask you a few questions today. Where do you buy your clothes?
Aeropostale?
Do you know where Aeropostale's clothes are made?
No.
They're made in sweatshops in China, Indonesia, and Mongolia. Sweatshops that have children 8 years old until they can't work anymore, working for 30 cents an hour to make their clothes. In conditions of poor, they're crowded, they have no health insurance, and if they don't work, they're beaten to death. Does this change your viewpoint on where you like to shop nowadays?
Yes.
Yes. After learning all about the sweatshops and learning about how kids are treated over in the other countries, it makes me feel really bad for buying the name brands and stuff. I feel so guilty for what those children have to go through, knowing they never had a childhood like mine, knowing that instead of having the toys and having the cell phones and having the cars that we have, that they're making the clothes on my back. And learning all this, it makes me want to be a better person, but I'm thinking to myself, how can I be a better person knowing that I'm still going to buy those name brands, that I'm still going to buy those clothes, and I'm not going to think twice about it when I pick up a really cute top and I pay for it. It's not going to be on my mind. But, and now, as I think about it, maybe it will be. Maybe as I think about buying that new Aeropostale top, or those new cute shoes, or those new cute capri pants, maybe I'll think twice about it. Because the truth is, you don't know what they're going through, and you don't know what it takes to make everything that they're doing. They're making it for you, and none of us care. Everyone goes to day-to-day lives, they walk in and out of those stores with bags full of these clothes. The more we buy, the more they have to make. And as a consumer country, we're never going to stop buying, and they're never going to stop making our stuff. America is so caught up in being the top country that they don't care who pays the price. They don't care who they have make their clothes, as long as it's cheap and efficient for them. But these kids, they don't know any better. They don't have education. They make clothes. So we have to make a difference, or we can just keep on buying them.
So, after doing all this research and seeing the conditions that these children have to go through every day, it's really hard. It's hard to think about wanting to buy that brand, wanting to go to my favorite store and pick out the clothes that I always like to shop for. Just seeing the struggles that those families go through just kills me. Making such a small wage every day, their families have to go without, while everyone here it's like excess. We get whatever we want, when we want it, and as much as we want of it. They get nothing. They get all they can afford. But I guess that's just America. We want the cheapest labor, and we want the most product, and we don't care what we have to do to get it. And I honestly don't think that's going to change.
Sweatshops to me are horrible. I wish I could be a superhero and make it but of course I can't. I do believe one day sweatshops will be prohibited, and then families in other countries won't have to suffer with bad conditions, low wages, and maybe one day we'll be happy and be able to live a successful, normal life.
Children that complain about working in sweatshops are beaten and raped. They have no real life at home, and they have to work overtime in order to pay their bills and to get the food that they need for their families. Women also who are pregnant try hiding their pregnancy to keep their babies at home so they don't get auctioned off to a sweatshop in another country.
How does that make you feel?
How does that make you feel?
Often the children sweatshop workers get paid less than 30 cents a day. That's not nearly enough to feed their families. Often they have to go without, suffering with just an ounce of food a day. How does that make you feel?
Often women in sweatshops get sexually abused by their bosses to produce more children for their companies. How does that make you feel?
Right?
From people who can work until they have to retire. She's laughing, I can't.
I'm a buddy. Your buddies. Alright. Women in sweatshops
Louder.
often get abused.
Often workers in
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Sorry.